So we already talked about the first way of cleaning, which is the self-cleaning mechanism on your machine. The second way of cleaning, they recommend doing a manual cleaning every two times a month or 1 time a month. It depends on how hard your water is. If you're on hot water, you may need to get a water softener. Usually I clean mine about once a month. And what they provide is 6 of these packets. This is food grade citric acid and it's 2 tablespoons. So you can reorder from Enagic. You can also purchase food grade citric acid for your blank cleaning cartridge, which is what this is. So when you're going to clean it, I'm going to show you a quick demonstration. I'm not going to actually do the cleaning. There is a YouTube video on Enagic website. Go again on enagic.com, look under water, and then you'll see to the left, clean the machine. And there's a 5-minute video. You all, this is very simple to do. It's very user-friendly. And once you do it a few times, you're going to know how to do it like clockwork. I was a little intimidated at first, and some of you might be, but you'll get it. The first step in manually cleaning your machine is to remove the carbon filter. You'll notice the arrows down here, so I'm going to shift it to the left, this hard O-ring, and just lift it up and over your filter. I'm going to lift this out, and I want to make sure that I get both of the black O-rings and just set that to the side for now. I want to make sure on my cleaning cartridge, this is called the cleaning cartridge or the blank cartridge, that both the O-rings are in place. And I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to take one of the packets and just gently pour it in so that it goes all inside. And try not to get it here so that there's a nice clean seal when you're cleaning it. So let's pretend we have those 2 tablespoons of citric acid in there. And we're going to, there's a large and a small, so you just line it up with the large and small. Make sure it's level. If your machine leaks, that just means you haven't gotten the O-ring back on level. Not to worry. The worst that can happen really is for the machine to leak, and it's really nothing. So I made sure it's level, it's locked in place. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take both of the hoses, the white hose and the gray hose, and I'm going to put the heads of those hoses into a glass. And I'm going to turn the flow of the water on, and then I'm going to let it run a little bit above the neck of each hose, and I'm going to let that sit overnight. You can leave it for 3 to 5 hours. I like to do this at night when everybody's going to bed, so it can sit and it can really get those calcium deposits off of the plates. And so we'll do a quick clip of that. What I've done, as you can see, is I've just taken the flexible gray hose and I'm putting it together with my water hose here. And I'm going to put these like so. And then I'm going to turn the flow of the water on. And I'm just going to let it come up to about midway, just so it covers the neck of both of these. And that's going to hold that food grade citric acid water in the machine. And you just leave it like that overnight. And then the next morning, what you do is you come down from your bed, waking up, and then you put your flexible hose back where it was, and you put the white flexible hose up here, and you're just going to flush your machine for 3 to 5 minutes. You still have it turned off. It's not powered on. I'm just going to flush out that food grade citric acid for 5 minutes. I'm not going to show you that part because everyone can understand that, and there is a video to watch. But once you're done, then you're going to come back to your cleaning cartridge. You're going to move this to the left, take it off. I'm going to make sure that both of the black O-rings are there. And this is an important part about this. You do want to get all of the water out of here, okay? And I'm going to explain that in a little bit more detail in a second. Take your carbon filter, large and small. I have the O-rings here, and I'm going to set that back in, get it level. And then make sure that's nice and secure, and we're good to go. Now I just put my cover back on, and I can power my machine on again, plug it in, and then I can turn the power on.
Power on. Kangen water 8.5.
All right. Now with this cleaning cartridge, you will notice that inside is this little spongy, down in the bottom, there's a little bit of a spongy material there. You don't want to let moisture sit in here because it will start to mold and mildew. Now, eventually you will probably have to replace this, but you don't want to have to spend money before you need to. So I recommend that you take a paper towel, and if your pinkies aren't small enough, just take a little spoon or butter knife or something and just try to dab that, get it as dry as possible. If you still hear a little bit of water in here, you can put your mouth and just blow out that water. This is not my machine, so I'm not going to put my mouth on it, but I leave mine out on a paper towel and just let it dry so that it's as dry as possible before I put it away. The last way of cleaning the machines is to have your machine cleaned annually. You can do it more frequently, but you want to have it deep cleaned. And in order to do that, you need to pack up the machine, send it off to your local service center. So for us here in Virginia, that would be New York, but you'll look up what your service center is, probably wherever your machine was shipped from in most cases. And they're very good about cleaning it and getting it back to you, usually within 3 to 5 business days. So my suggestion would be pour yourself and your family a few gallons of water so that you have the water to drink while the machine is being cleaned. And then they'll send it back to you, and it'll be really as good as new, because when they clean it, your machine is back to the highest level of antioxidants again. So you will also get your own drops, your pH drops. They call these phenolphthalein drops, and these are very similar to pool kit drops, except they test a wider range of pH. So this is a wonderful tool to use for your Kangen demos. Also, you can use it when you have a guest over. Maybe they have a favorite water, or they think their water is really outstanding. You can actually test it for them. You can even test your machine this way to make sure that the pH is correct. So I'm going to run, this is a little vial that they have, and then I'm going to use this glass. I'm going to put the 9.5 water in here and a little bit of the acidic water in here. So it's going to be 9.5 coming out of the top, and I think it's 4.5 coming out of the bottom. Running my cold water again.
9.5.
Now we're going to test these two waters. This was from the bottom gray hose, and this is from the top hose with the 9.5. When you put these drops in, you want to make sure that you don't drink it because it's chemicals and you don't want children to drink this, but it will show you what the pH is. Okay. That is what we want to see. So this is what's going out of your drainage hose, and this is what you're going to be drinking. High alkaline pH water.